Hello, quick life/family update. I haven't done one of these in a while. The stepdad situation, it's still not great. My mother has also now been dealing with some stuff since December that I haven't talked about to anyone on camera or anything like that. She has a very long procedure today on Sunday, like an 8-hour procedure, one of many that are coming up. If you could send some kind wishes and prayers if you are a religious person, I would sincerely appreciate it. Hopefully this will correct the issues that she has been having. So yeah, just keep her in your thoughts. That's my mom's, is what it is. But I don't like to talk too much about this stuff because you're here for entertainment, and entertainment is what you're gonna get because we got to talk about Xbox today, folks. Because on Friday, obviously the bottom dropped out with Xbox. Phil Spencer retires. Sarah Bond decides to step away. Matt Booty, aka Matt Ass, gets promoted to AI, and a Microsoft AI person, Asha Sharma, is now president of the Xbox brand. We got some email statements from 3 of the 4 people. Curiously missing was Sarah Bond, but then Sarah Bond actually did a long LinkedIn post, and I said in my video on Friday, something is not right here. Something is not adding up here. There are NDAs at hand. There are things that are not being told to us that probably actually happened. And of course, I was met with scrutiny. You should see my Twitter timeline. I don't know where these Xbox fans come from, but they're coming out of the woodwork on me. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Shut your mouth. But we have now learned from some sources that I usually don't pay attention to and I usually don't talk about because I'm not the biggest fan of them. But when I look at their connections and their industry connections, if they're saying something about this, I definitely perk up my ears and listen to it. That this was not indeed the case. Phil Spencer did not want to plan on retiring. He was forced into retirement. And that obviously changes the narrative completely. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Asha Sharma going wild on Twitter too. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. This is a lot of stuff. Hit subscribe if you are new. So what's going on with Phil Spencer and why is there now doubt about his retirement? Well, Greg Miller from the Kinda Funny podcast went on record as saying that he had heard from trusted individuals that Phil Spencer did not plan on retiring. Now, I'm not the biggest Greg Miller fan in the world. I don't watch the Kinda Funny podcast. I have issues with how Greg handles stuff sometimes, but Greg is a very connected individual. I don't dislike him as a person or anything like that. I hardly even know the guy. I'm just talking about from a content perspective and how he kind of handles stuff. I disagree with a lot of that, but Greg has very strong industry connections. He's at all the events. He's hosting some of these events. So if somebody tells Greg Miller that Phil Spencer did not plan on retiring, to me, that paints a completely different picture about what we're seeing. And when you look at what actually transpired and the timetable of how this transpired, I fully believe Greg Miller. I fully think that he is speaking facts and he is speaking truth. If you have someone who has been with the company for as long as Phil Spencer has been, who announces retirement on a Friday, and then the following Monday is then alleviated of their duties, still, going to be helping out in some capacity, allegedly, according to the emails, but being removed from their duties as the head of Xbox and all of that sort of stuff over the weekend, that is a seismic shift happening in a very short period of time. Usually when you see a CEO leave a video game company, there's a long transition period of like a couple of months or something like that. We're talking about literally 72 hours roughly of turnaround time with this. The only instance where I could think of something similar happening with a quick turnaround time was with Sean Layden and PlayStation. And we all know that there was a lot more than meets the eye with that story. We all know the story that is floating around out there that Sean Layden was escorted out of the building kicking and screaming and then removed from his position. I do not think this was an amicable split. I do not think that this was the plan. I do not think Phil planned on retiring so quickly and literally within 72 hours of announcing it. So what the hell happened? Here is where we kind of have to piece together different puzzle elements, because I think we can all agree that Sarah Bond was being prepped and groomed to be the successor to Phil Spencer. Sarah Bond was out there on the front lines. Sarah Bond essentially took over Phil Spencer's stuff, doing the PR tours, doing the announcements, being in the videos, talking about stuff, doing, hard-hitting interviews and stuff like that. She was primed and positioned. And now someone named Asha Sharma, who nobody has ever heard of, somehow leapfrogs over everyone else that's been with Xbox, a person who has not been with Xbox for a very long time, and gets this job. Now, I'm not saying Asha Sharma is not qualified for this position, because there are layers to it. You look at certain companies and they are not, gamers at heart or something like that at the presidency role, but they surround themselves with gamers. Gamers can make bad decisions as well. But it just seems very strange when you look at the grander picture of things, where Phil retires in 72 hours of announcing his thing and Sarah leaves at the exact same time. I think Phil Spencer was given an ultimatum. You either get fired or you retire. If we fire you, we don't have to give you as much stuff. But if you retire, then, you can get all your packages and all your money. You got to remember, we're talking about probably millions of dollars here in severance packages and retirement packages and stock options and stuff like that. You don't want to lose out on that. You don't. And I get it. Sometimes people move on from their jobs and stuff like that. It's fine. But it's usually not, especially at a high level operating officer, a 72-hour window where your two key people, one retires and one completely leaves, and someone from completely out of left field comes in and takes over. Oh, we've been working with them for a couple months. We've been positioning them. Really? Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. Maybe that is indeed the case, but I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this stuff. Xbox has pissed on my leg and told me it was raining so many times, and yet people still lap it up. Oh, this water tastes so good. It's so crisp. It's so fresh, and it's like you're drinking pee. You're drinking Xbox pee, and I'm not here to kink shame you, but it's Xbox pee. Is that tasty to you? I don't know. Maybe it is, but yeah, I think Phil was definitely given an ultimatum, and the fact that Greg Miller spoke on this, I think over the next, couple of weeks, we're going to hear a very crazy story. But that's only part one of this situation for me, because part two, holy shit. Does nobody at Xbox understand that parasocial relationships are bad? Having a parasocial relationship with individuals in the community is not a good thing. You should not be hosting events with diehard Xbox people and CEOs having lunch and dinner and adding on things like that. No other video game company is doing that. No other video game company is doing that for a good reason. Because now you're making these people think that you are actually friends. You have a connection with them instead of a business consumer relationship. A business consumer relationship is very different than a person to person relationship when it comes to friendship. But Asha Sharma and her team did not get that message, because if you've seen Twitter over the past 72 hours since Asha Sharma took over, someone, I don't think it's her, by the way. I don't think she's sitting there tweeting out stuff, but someone has been on her account and just, holy shit, following the same people that Phil Spencer used to commingle with on Twitter, sharing game tags. What are your top 3 favorite games? Here's my gamer tag. I love this stuff. I'll try Borderlands. Mind you, the gamer tag that she gave just started being active like a month or two ago, and like a bunch of games popped up. I don't understand the point of this. Here's her gamer tag, responding to Gaz. Just absolute. Here's something. I hope that you get back to exclusive games. It was a key point for Xbox's success. Hear you. And so now people are like, whoa, Xbox is going back to exclusive games and stuff like that. She wants great games, return of Xbox, future of play. How are you buying into any of this? Look at the structure of Xbox. Look at the structure of Xbox right now. They're just going to get rid of Game Pass. They're going to stop porting games to other platforms. If you get rid of Game Pass, nobody's buying the games because nobody's buying the hardware. What do you mean you're going to get back to exclusives? You have burned that bridge long ago. You can't walk it back now. But things like this, people are latching on to things like this and all of this just weird shit. And she's a very attractive woman. Let's get that out of the way here. Very attractive woman. But like here, AI Indian woman about to put the official nail in the coffin. We're about to get DEI Xbox now. It's so over. Obviously a stupid fucking comment. But then she says, I'm from Wisconsin. Go Pack. Why are you interacting with these people? What is your reasoning for this? And here's how you know. Here's how you know we have a problem, folks. Colt Eastwood. I love Colt Eastwood. We follow each other. I've done Colt's show before. He's a good guy. We've got okay, here we go. Let's see what constructive criticism and player feedback can do to help guide the next era of Xbox. She follows Colt. Colt. You are about as constructive criticism for Xbox as I am for the Knicks. Let's just be real here, dog. Let's just be real. If the Knicks hit me up, I'm out there in a cheerleader uniform. Like, why is she following these people? Why is she commingling with these people? It's the same thing that happened before. And nobody sees a problem with this. Everyone thinks this is just fine. She's talking about bringing back the blades. That's how you know there's something weird going on here. She talked about like bringing back can't talk. Bringing back the blades. You've never played Xbox stuff before. What do you know about the blades? This obviously is not her. And people are saying this could be AI. Why should I think it's not? AI is obviously a huge component of Microsoft going forward. Satya Nadella wants AI. It's very funny to me how Asha Sharma, someone coming from AI, said, we're not going to focus on AI slop with Xbox, which is a term that Satya Nadella used to say, hey, don't call all AI slop because it's not AI slop and stuff like that. None of this adds up to me. I feel like this is a puppet for Satya Nadella, and he's bored. He's bored. He's telling this woman's people, because it's obviously not her. He's telling this woman's people what to talk about on Twitter, what to say, what to do. It's almost like a social experiment. Going back to Metal Gear Solid 2, the control of information. Xbox controls the information that they want to put out there about Xbox. Much like here's the thing, dude. I control the information I tell you about my family life. Without me telling you anything, you don't know anything. You think everything is peachy keen. Everything is going great. But if there's something going on in the background, you don't know because I control that flow of information. Microsoft, Satya Nadella control that level of information to paint a picture to not only you, the consumer, but more importantly, the shareholders, that everything is peachy keen. There's nothing to worry about. But we have this individual who, to be fair, could end up doing a great job. I don't think it's fair to say that they are completely doomed. But commingling with the peanut gallery, there's a reason why people don't do this, why companies don't do this. I don't believe you. In fact, I think your account is an AI. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Like, what? Why would you... Do you know how much dumb shit people say to me on Twitter every day? They call me autistic. They call me gay. They call me the R word, which you can't say on YouTube anymore. They call me terrible names and stuff like that. I don't react to any of these. Like, once in a while, if I'm bored, I'll be like, hey, you a bitch. But I don't react to these people. It's the peanut gallery. I'm not taking advice from people who don't know anything about the work that I do and how YouTube works and how social media work to better me and better my brand and better my career. I'm good over here. I'm Gucci. If you're not living as good as me, why would I listen to advice from you? If you haven't done what I've been able to do, why would I listen to advice from you? Like, sure, you can listen to it, but if you take it to heart, it's like, what's the point? What's the point? What does Lord No Face know about like Xbox and stuff? What is Phoebe? Oh, it's Phoebe. Okay, you know, Phoebe. Mr. Like, what are we? Oh, and he follows me. I'm sorry, Mr. Evil A. But like, you can understand that, Mr. Evil A. You're not, you know, you're a fan at the end of the day. You're a consumer at the end of the day. You want the best for Xbox. But why is the CEO, the head honcho, talking to people and giving them false hope? It's once again going back to the peeing on the leg, and people are lapping it up. But I digress, man. I've said enough. I've probably offended several people in this video, but you know, it's just the way I see things, man. And people, you know, like I said, they've been coming at me on Twitter and stuff saying, "Oh, you're wrong. You know, Xbox is going to be great now." And maybe that's the case. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Long video today. I didn't plan on this being that long, but hey, here we are. Give me all your thoughts. Give me all your feedback. Do you think the parasocial relationship is good for Xbox? As always, my opinion is just as valid as your opinion. You know, I don't think I'm superior to anyone. It's just how I see things. It's how I view things. And if you agree with me, that's cool. If you disagree with me, that's cool too, man. I understand it. I'm not a mime. This is blue and cream. People were calling me the loudest mime on my last video that I wore this shirt on. I'm not. This isn't mime colors. Mime is white and black. It don't matter if you're black or white. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.